they've coordinated everything, but certainly today's breakfast. We'll talk about that other stuff on another time. There's so much.
We are streaming live.
Okay. I won't jump up in front of you then. That's great.
So what do I have to do up here, friend? No, like, do I turn it on? Do I?
Right.
Are you going to go?
And we're live.
I'm waiting for her.
Just give us a nudge in the week when you're ready or whatever.
Do you want to see here?
I'm just going to say good morning. We're going to start in a minute. Okay.
Mike's ready.
All right.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes we call you sparklers. I'm going to start officially in 1 minute, so if you want to get a coffee, a glass of juice or something, quickly do that and we'll come back onto stage. 1 minute.
Try not to sound too boss. Not too Hey. Question. Tell me what 1 minute is. I should be able to do it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Look at your board. I'm quite interested.
Oh, okay.
I have a band.
Oh, okay, yeah.
True. Would you do like they do on television? 10.
Yes. Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Who lives for those things? What sounds good? Sounds good. Is that too loud? Okay, that's okay.
Do we still have 3 or 4 that are?
No, I think they're here.
They're all here.
I think
we can
so.
Take everything.
Yeah. And maybe
Candy's going to need something to eat right after the.
she's in 2 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm sorry. I was promising you.
And good morning again. We're ready to kick off this second day of our symposium here at the Cobalt Community Center. So glad to see so many people out this morning. Wasn't that breakfast fabulous? I want you to know, I met the folks who made the pancakes. It's like that story, you know? He grew the flour and he ground it, and then they put it all together and mixed it up and made pancakes. And those folks are in the kitchen. And Roger, before you go any further, I want to acknowledge Roger back here. He's the guy who looks like a chef. And this is the second time we've had to experience Roger and Marie's food, and so you're in for a great weekend. We have several other caterers coming in, but Roger and Marie have coordinated everything for us, so thanks to them for breakfast. Oh.
Yeah, and just while I have your attention, if anybody has any food sensitive, please come and talk to me. I don't know how much information we're going to get first. Let me know. If you can't find anything that you like to eat, just come and have a conversation with me. I'm food sensitive.
He's the guy. Thanks, Roger. Really great.
Ice espresso.
So welcome to Cobalt, welcome to Timiskaming Shores, welcome to SPARC Symposium 2018. We're thrilled to have you. The people that are here are the people that are meant to be here today, and you need to meet every single one of the people that is in this room. I'm going to introduce to you Candy. You met Candy last night, and she's going to do the land acknowledgement for us.
Megwitch. This land that we're on is part of the traditional territories of the Algonquin peoples of the Timiskaming First Nation. Megwitch.
Hello everyone. I have the very distinguished honor of having 2 speakers coming to welcome us today. The first one you're going to hear from is Cobalt Mayor Tina Sartoretto. And she spent numerous years in Sudbury, 8 years as professor of the Cambrian College, and almost 15 years as registrar and director of student services at Cambrian College. And at College Boreal, she was the Dean of Health Sciences and later the VP academic for almost 6 years, a very VIP VP. And Tina has retired and returned to her hometown, where she ran for public office, and she has served as the mayor of Cobalt for more than 7 years. So please welcome her.
So they did tell you, that's good, I'm good. So they did tell you that I once was a teacher, so never give a teacher a mic. So bonjour, bienvenue à Cobalt. On est bien heureux de vous rencontrer, de vous accueillir ici dans notre belle ville. C'est une ville qui a une importance vraiment unique au Canada, probablement au monde. Cobalt is a unique community. So historically, this is, although it was a mining town, it was also the center, historically, for culture. In the early years of Cobalt, we had an opera house, we had a theater, live theater, and it was a real hotbed for any number of activities. So when they talk about, those places now where you can bottle your own wine and that, well, we kind of had that in the early years too, because Cobalt was a temperance town in the early years. I guess I just want to talk to you a little bit. I'm going to take some privilege here because you are in Cobalt. And personally, I think the arts are often, usually, underfunded. They're usually, you see the victimization of the arts, death by 1,000 cuts. And as we get into tighter and tighter situations with regard to money, then municipalities have to get quite creative. So I'll talk to you a little bit about what we've done, or what I've done, because it's certainly not, it's arm's length from the town. And this may be something that you do in your communities. I and a couple of friends started a historic Cobalt Legacy Fund. Because when I came in as mayor, I could see that the support for arts and museums was at risk. And partly because we have a very small population, a very small tax base, and we only collect about $400,000 in taxes, and $350,000 of that goes to policing. Although I'm convinced that if we spent more in the arts, we'd have to spend less on policing. So you see, you've got a convert here. But I will tell you that we were able to secure 3 years ago $1 million donation from Agnico Eagle. And that money this year provided $57,000 of support for the Mining Museum, the Bunker Military Museum, the Historic Silver Trail, the Classic Theater, and most importantly for us was the library. Because the library is a pretty important and essential element of any vibrant community. The arts make a town a community. Anybody can have a town, but not just anybody has a community. So it's the work that you do, that you contribute, and I will give kudos to the folks who work at our Classic Theater, the folks who work at getting together the Artist Colony every year for the last almost 60 years. They've missed 1 year. The Dr. Henry Drummond Poetry Festival, which draws people from all over. It'll be in a couple of weeks. I still haven't memorized the poem that they have me read. My hard drive only has limited space, so I only memorize what I have to memorize. But this is a town that, although the mining has been important, the arts are important. So if ever you think that you want to help preserve, you're concerned about cutting for your arts and your projects, and you want somebody to go and do a cheerleading session on setting up a foundation for the arts in your communities, let me know, and I'll help you do that. So anyway, I just welcome to Cobalt. Enjoy your stay, and let this be the first of many visits to our area. And good luck with your conference.
Thank you. Before we hear from our next mayor, a quick word of business. If you are hosting or leading a workshop today, I'm going to ask that you see either myself or Rebecca, give a wave, Rebecca, before you head off to your workshop. So anyone who is hosting a workshop today. Thank you. So now we're going to hear from Temiskaming Shores Mayor Carmen Kidd. And Carmen moved to New Liskeard in 1980 and has operated a family business here for 30 years. His municipal experience includes being a Diamond Township councillor for 4 years, a reeve for 3, a mayor of the city of Temiskaming Shores for 8 years, and he enjoys working with what he describes as a great council and staff. And Carmen's community involvement is extensive, and it does include numerous agricultural organizations in various positions. He's a board member and past chair of South Temiskaming Community Futures and Development Corporation, a wonderful volunteer around the community, and I am honored to introduce to you Mayor Carmen Kidd.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to come and join Tina and welcome you all to our little corner of the world here this morning. We welcome you for the 3 days that you're here. And the amalgamation of Temiskaming Shores is actually the towns of Hillbury, New Liskeard, and Diamond Township. That happened back in 2004. And so it's now sort of a regional small city is what we call ourselves there. And we were very blessed to get some funding 5 years ago to develop a cultural plan. Felicity's been a great backer and driver of driving forth on that cultural plan, and thank you for all your work for this week. With the amalgamation, we ended up with 2 library branches, two museums, one in Hillbury, one in New Liskeard, and also a art center that was built into the new city hall. So if you got a chance to tour around the area, we want to make sure you go to those museums and the art gallery in Temiskaming Shores as well there. So we're also part of a group that brings together people from the francophone people, from our friends from Quebec, as well as the First Nations representatives, as well as people from this side of the Chamber of Commerce and that. And we do a lot of economic development work and tourism work with that group called Between Ties. And that's been a big group over the last 7 or 8 years as well. So, and another thing we've really tried to do in the last 5 or 6 years now is to make sure all our buildings are accessible. We've done a lot of work in our Riverside Place with the Cool Fitness Center. We've got engineering work being done now in our community hall and the New Liskeard Arena to make them accessible as well. So we want to make sure everybody can actually utilize all our city properties. So that's been a big project the last 3 or 4 years. Another group that we're very proud of, and it's a very positive group, is our farmers market. And it's a local group, a group of local farmers as well as artisans, local artisan people that come in every Saturday morning, and you'll be here tomorrow morning, so maybe you can drop into the farmers market there as well, at the Riverside Place. So, and if you do need some inspiration, if you drive along the shoreline from Hillbury to Liskeard, you can see about 1.5 miles of a great beautiful beach on Lake Temiskaming, so that's a beautiful area there. So, and if you've got time, there's lots of other shops in the Temiskaming area there. There's a photo shop and Chapter Wire and a few other places that you probably will be visiting as well. So other than that, I'm going to join Tina and welcome you into this little part of our province, and hope we have an excellent conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We have been working very hard to present a bilingual conference. I know we have a long way to go, but we are making strides. And our intention was to have many more workshops in French. We do have one workshop that will be fully in French. And as part of our attempts to be bilingual, we have Pascal Renard with us, and he has 20 headsets. So if you would like to listen in French, he will do on-site interpretation for us. So you can just let me or Pascal know that you would like it. Does anyone like one right now so they can listen in French? But later on, one of our workshops is fully in French, and so Pascal will be there for that one for sure. So I think it would be an experience. I encourage you to go to that one. It's the one called Discovering Your Constellation, and we have people from Quebec coming to deliver that one in French for us. So I think that'll be a great experience. So Pascal will be around, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Merci.
How do I type? Hi. How do I type this, Drew? Thank you, sir. That's Drew from Good Golly. I want to let you know that the last three people who spoke to you are three people from the Cobalt Symposium team. The first person was Candy, and most of you met Candy last night. Chandel is our Northern Outreach Coordinator for SPARC, and then Felicity, who has been a coordinator for this symposium. So we've worked with them now for several months. Not sure how long, but it's been a while. So, and my name is Chris. And I said last night, I'm not doing last names because it's enough to remember the names that you hear. So I'm the chair of the SPARC Network Steering Committee. And my task this morning is to let you know a little bit about SPARC. And it's going to be really a little bit. SPARC is a big endeavor. It takes lots of talk. And in just a little bit, you're going to meet the SPARC Network Steering Committee. So you'll have a chance to hook up with those people and find out a little bit more. So, what is SPARC? SPARC, I want to think this right now in disciplines. And so, with gusto, if you're a person that's involved in theater, I really want to see your hand up there and shake. Are you theater people? Look around the room and see who we've got. Okay, good. Are you in dance? Have we got some dance people? Excellent. Oh, somebody way at the back, waving like this. Excellent. And how about media arts? Are you in media arts? Oh, look at all those hands. Woo! Drew, look at all those people you get to connect with today.
I was waving back.
And how about storytelling or puppeteering and that sort of thing? Who have we got here? And where's my lamb chops lady? Candy, I'm pretty disappointed. I tried to get that yesterday, but there was absolutely no way. So, but I think the person who got it really deserved it because I understand she went on YouTube last night and learned to talk, just like really into it. So how about music? What is this discipline? Look at the arms go up here. So that's SPARC. SPARC is all those disciplines. And then I want to ask you again with gusto, get your hands up in the air. Are you a creator? Are you somebody that's writing? Are you doing things? Are you making things happen? Are you making things up, as Jim says? Our friend Jim says, I'm just making this up. Are you a presenter? More hands, lots of hands. Are you a producer? Are you that person when the curtain goes up, you say, oh my God, we did it. I can't believe it. And are you an animateur? Are you one of those people with the ideas and the excitement and the passion, and when people see you coming down the street, they go to the other side? And there's damn good reason that they do. So that's SPARC. Those are the people of SPARC. SPARC has a number of objectives, and I'm just going to talk about three. SPARC, one of our goals is to bring you all together, locally, regionally, provincially, and some people even like to say internationally. That one scares me right now, but yes, that's in our vision. And we bring you together to meet, to interact, to share, discuss, ask questions, and to grow. Another goal that we have is to build a network. That network is to inform and to share and ask questions and to reach out to each other, because I live in Halliburton and you live in Cobalt and Sandy lives in Almont and there's Krista in Prince Edward County. And I want to know, I heard something that they were doing and I want to know what it's about. And sometimes we get the opportunity to come face to face like this, and we have a number of funders to thank for that. This is fabulous when we can come together like this. We also go out and do some consultations where we get to meet you. But one of our big goals is to develop an online network, a digital network, and we'll talk about that more as the weekend goes through. The other thing that we like to do, that we're tasked to do, is to identify challenges and needs in rural and remote communities. Even though we live in different places and our distances are wide, we have found that we have a lot of the same challenges and we have a lot of the same needs. And so the other SPARC goal is to try to find opportunity to find solutions, to help you, assist you with some of the things that can make that better and to help move you forward. So, and make a difference in what you're doing. That's what we're trying to do. But the important thing is that we're connecting and that we're talking and we're reaching out to each other. So that's in a nutshell what SPARC is. The first part of SPARC. So, as I said, on Sunday, we'll have some more time to talk about what SPARC is and have questions, but you definitely, those of us on the steering committee have an orange dot on our badge, so if you want to talk to us about it, please do. The next thing I want to talk about is the structure of this symposium and what is going to happen over the next 3 days to follow. This is an opportunity. We have 4 days here to meet and to talk and share and ask questions and actually be in awe of each other. And as you start to talk to people, that is absolutely going to happen. I guarantee it. And if you leave this building on Sunday and you're not in awe of one person, I'll give you my car. Because these people are amazing. I didn't really mean that. So, I'll give you a ride home. These are people who speak your language. And you will be excited by that. And some of you who haven't been here before will say tomorrow or tonight or something, oh my goodness, I'm in a room with people that I don't have to explain what I do or why I do it. The other thing that's going to happen for you is there are keynote speakers. We have 2 keynote speakers who are leaders in performing arts in this province and beyond. You have the pleasure of meeting with them, hearing what they have to say, and having the opportunity to talk to them. These people make things happen, and they're here today to talk to us about it. They're going to inspire you. The other group of people that are here are our funders. We have amazing funders. We have funders that we can talk to that want to know what we're doing. They like to keep in touch with us. We like to keep in touch with them. And they're here today, and you have the opportunity to meet with them one-on-one. And somebody said to me yesterday, well, I don't know what to say to them. I said, doesn't matter, just sign up. And just go look at them, and they'll start the conversation. Don't worry, you don't have to say a word. Right, funders? Put your hand up if you're a funder. And I didn't insult you, did I? I just told the truth. You might be talking to Lamb Chops, though. Oh, Lamb Chops has got lots of money. You're here you will have facilitation this weekend. There's going to be opportunities to think and reflect. We will help guide the conversation, and our intention is that you will have action items to take back to your community. We have Myra Stephen here with us, who is our eye on the prize. She's part of our facilitation team. You're going to meet her, and she's lots of fun. You're going to have wonderful experience. You have the opportunity to have new experiences here. You're going to have this sort of, rural and remote. We know that. And you're going to have, this is a fabulous place. There's so many places that you're going to see and hear about. And tomorrow there's mobile workshops, and people are going to be sent out into different areas to actually see them firsthand. Last night, wasn't Miners Tavern fun? And is it Charlie? Charlie the Bushman is coming later. If you didn't get to meet him last night. And we want you to know he's on Facebook. And we chatted with him last night. He didn't respond, but because he doesn't have hydro or power or anything. Who knows? That you had to be there to know that. And so, and the last thing that's going to happen for you this weekend is you're going to have food. We've got Roger and Marie with us. And there he is. Doesn't he come out at opportune times? So we've got Roger and Marie, and they're going to be helping. They've coordinated the food that we're having. And we've got food coming from different restaurants in the area. Tons of it organic, tons of it locally grown, and really, really, really exciting. So there is a dinner tonight, and we are all on our own for dinner. So I want to make sure that no one goes to dinner by themselves if you don't want to. So if you haven't got someone to go to dinner with, talk to one of these people, particularly Michael Clipperton. Michael, would you stand up? I love doing this to Michael. So if you haven't got somebody to go to dinner with, Michael wants to go to dinner with you. Let no man stand alone. Okay. Yeah. Love you. SPARC is for the people and by the people. Enjoy. I think, Michael, you're next. Enjoy, everybody.
All right.
No, because I have a microphone.
Yeah, my mother would be so proud. We're just going to do a little, please don't think, oh my God, another drama game. You notice I'm not using the microphone because, you know, give a microphone to a teacher and then you're here for an hour. I'm going to ask all of you to...
Can't hear you.
I'm going to ask all of you, I will use my theater voice. I am going to ask all of you to stand up. And as quickly as you can, and as quietly, push your chairs in, get them out of the way. Oh, you're very good. You're very good. Could you create around more or less this half of the room a circle that encompasses everyone around the perimeter? Actually, why don't we bring the circle through? Can we bring the circle through here? Is everybody in the circle?
There, that's good.
Okay, maybe we at that end, can we just bring the circle in a bit? All right.
Oh, geez, I'm supposed to do...
This is a little warm-up activity that will get not only your brain moving, but your body as well. Woohoo! Hold up your hand if you can count from 1 to 7. Chris, put your hand up. Put up your hand if you can count from 7 to 1.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. You now have the basics for this activity. We're going to go around the circle. And you will speak one number at a time. So each person speaks one number. And we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, etc. So pay attention to what number you're going to think you're going to have. And we will go all the way around the circle to start. And then it will get a bit more complex. Starting with you. And you are? Kaylee. Woohoo!
Woo! Kaylee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
3, 4,
5,
6.
7.
Wow. That's a great
And then we
thing.
keep going. We will keep going. Now, it gets a little more complex. Can you clap your hands together once? Show me. Excellent. Every time you hear the number 3, 3, you will clap your hands together once. Not twice, once. You do not say the number 3 if it's not your turn, but if you hear the number 3, everybody claps once. Got it? Any questions? Excellent. Harold, how would you like to start? 1.
2.
What?
That's right. Nope. 5. 5. 'Excellent. We get the idea.
Not everybody did.
Show me that you can tap the top of your head once.
Oh my God.
Every time you hear the number 5, you are going to tap the top of your head in addition to clapping on 3. And we continue to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Questions? All for a second. No. Who would like to start, Jim?
1, 2,
4,
5, 6,
7.
6,
5, 4,
3. What?
Just wait.
4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4.
Excellent. Thank you.
Oh no.
Show me that you can turn around yourself. To either the right or the left, doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Yes, everyone can do that. Every time you hear the number 1, you will turn around yourself. And clap on 3 and tap on 5.
That's what it's all
All about the house keep up.
Questions? Excellent.
I'm way past questions.
Who would like to start?
Oh, David.
1.
Oh.
4.
5, 6, 6.
5.
Somebody stop him!
I covered it all.
1.
That's the only one I know.
4.
Oh,
5, 5. 6,
7. 6. 5.
4. 2.
1.
2.
4,
3. 4, 5. What? Let's do 3. Let's do 3. 5. Let's do 5.
6, 7.
Good Lord. This isn't fair.
4, 2, 2, 4, 5, 6,
7.
6.
5.
2,
I thought We clapped
And
on.
we're going to add one more. Okay.
Just for fun.
Oh, yeah. On the number 7, show me that you can step into the circle once and back. It is the hokey pokey. We finally got to the hokey pokey.
That's going to be hard. Oh.
So, step in on 7. Who's going to start? Felicity, how about you? 2? How about starting at
Start wherever she wants. 5, 6, 7,
5.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1.
Oh!
4, 2, 3,
5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What?
Excellent. Are your brains and your bodies warmed up now?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
So that was, thanks, Michael, that was great. You can always count on Michael. So, I'd like to introduce you to Jim Blake. Some of you already know Jim Blake. He's somebody that I can't live without, honestly. My husband wonders where I am, and he calls Jim. So, there you go. So Jim's going to come up and introduce a number of people to you.
If you go for dinner with Michael, like, do you have to do that? Like, you put the fork to your mouth and then you turn around and like, dinner with Michael's a lot of fun. Okay. It's my honor and privilege to introduce to you the SPARC Symposium 2018 Working Group and also the SPARC Network Steering Committee. So if I call out your name and you are here, even if you're not here, please stand up so we can see who you are. So we have Réjean Balil-Nassi from the Le Centre Culturel Artem, who has really worked hard to make this a bilingual event. We have Felicity Buckle, who is the chair, Angela Fissett and Jill Whitlam, who are the volunteer coordinators, about 40 community volunteers. We have Shondell Gambles, who's our SPARC Northern Outreach Consultant and has done all sorts of outreach for the symposium as well. Drew Gawley, who's our technical manager, organizing the tech for 11 different sites right over here. We have Nicole Gertin, whose vision of Cobalt as a conference center inspired us all. Where are you, Nicole? Oh, she's arranging for the conference center.
She's one of those people when you see her, you cross the street.
Yes. Now, I know she didn't put up her hand at that, but she also owns the president, she and her partner own the President's Suites, which some of you are staying at, the fabulous restaurant Meteor in Haileybury, and many, 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 many other things. Candy Keith, all-around support in every component. Steve Kozinski, who rallied the digital creators to attend. Brought down the average age of our attendants. and that is great. And Marie Manchester and Roger Sumner are food coordinators. So that, folks, is your SPARC Symposium 2018 working group. Thank you very much. Now, even sort of further behind the scenes is the SPARC Network Steering Committee, who are from all over Ontario. We have Wendy Fairbairn from the Aurelia Opera House. Wendy? Eric Gowdy of the Fergus Grand Theatre in Fergus. Harold Hess, Youth Opportunities in the Arts, Brockville. Mike Martin, Huronia Cultural Campus, Aurelia. Michael Clipperton, who needs no introduction, and he's with Rural Rogues in Haliburton. Jim Blake, that's me, with Dance Happens Here, Haliburton. Barry Martin, the Haliburton County Folk Society, living in the suburbs of West Guildford. Tammy Ray, Sticks and Stones Productions in Minden Hills. Kate Butler, the Haliburton Highlands Museum in Haliburton. Chris Lynn, the Arts Council, Haliburton Highlands in Haliburton. Drew Golly from Good Golly Media Productions. That's a great name. Yeah. Felicity Buckle from Pied Piper Kids Shows and Haleybury. And then we have our fabulous network staff, Rebecca Ballaran, who's the network coordinator, and Shondell, who I introduced before, who's the Northern Outreach consultant. And then we have our facilitator team and our outside eye, Myra Stephen. So that is the SPARC Network Steering Committee. So thank you to all of those folks who have worked on this group for us.
All right, Shondell is just pulling up a couple of slides to just so in case people want to see some of the words that Chris shared this morning, and also that are in the program that Jim was looking at as well. So all of these messages are reinforced in a whole lot of ways. I'm going to come back at the end of today, at the end of tomorrow, to help just prompt some questions to think about how you're connecting and what you're learning here today. And so I'm just going to take a minute just to spark the initial thinking today. Look at that, coming up all messy and nice colors. So you can slip on to the next one, Shondell. And the next, we're going to go right through. So that's in the beginning of your program, or just a reminder of what SPARC is and who it is. And click on, we're going to go clicking on through there. And back one, yeah. So those, when Chris asked you to put up your hands and looking at who you are, I think that's one of the really powerful things of this mix is that it is a mix. And so there'll be all kinds of opportunities to connect in different ways with people, and we're going to encourage you to do that throughout the next 3 to 4 days. And these two are really important. One is that we're working collaboratively, and second is that we're looking for practical tools. So there's a lot of people here who are sharing. There's some who are just coming to participate, and there's lots of people who are here to share, and we all have a role. It's a two-way street. So we're not here just to share our story, we're here to learn as well. And so I was thinking of images, I was thinking of ropes connecting and braids connecting, and it's really whatever image you want to think of a way of connecting two ways so that we're thinking about what we're taking and what we're giving throughout. And this one is the translation theme, which you can see in your program because I highlighted all the key words, which you now can't see. Right? It's perfect. So the words that I highlighted, when you think about, so just listen to them in your head. When you think about translation, the mathematical definition is movement without alteration. And I thought that was kind of interesting because do you not want to alter maybe as you move? So mathematically, does that resonate with you if you think of it mathematically? Translating the origins from Haliburton to Cobalt. So the first two symposia were in Haliburton, and here we are in Cobalt, just seeing rural in a different way. And there's lots of ways to look at rural, there's lots of ways to look at remote. And this provides a different perspective. The confluence of Indigenous, Francophone, and Anglophone. Watching Pascal whispering into the mic, so cool. Like just so impressive to see someone being able to do that and translate it in different ways in your head. Reconciliation as movement. I love that we started last night listening to the drumming circle and thinking about reconciliation and thinking about what that means, and I hope that there will be threads for people to continue to think about throughout the conference or symposium. Translating culture and language, art into well-being, ideas into reality, which is a really key part about the action that Chris talked about, sustainable communities, economic development, making a living as creators, presenters, and performers. So all those things are a part of translation. So although those key words are hard to see here, do think about them and look at them in the program as you think about how do we translate. Often you come to something amazing, and then you go back to life, right? So how can you take this with you and continue? The next one, when people applied it or were asked to present, they were asked to think about how does it relate to any of these 9 themes. Those themes are really big ideas. And tomorrow, at the end of the day, when I looked at the program, I didn't have my hand up a lot when Chris said, "Who are you?" Because I really am, as Jim said, kind of an outside eye. I very much appreciate the arts. I love going to things. I love participating in things. But I don't feel like I'm really one of you, per se. But we'll see. We'll figure that out. But when I looked at the program, I had a hard time deciding what to go to, because there was a lot of really, really good things. I would really like to duplicate myself. I'm glad that there may be ways to access the information. But tomorrow, when we come back together, and today at the end of the day, you're going to have a chance to share what you heard. So even if you weren't in the room, you're going to have it. We won't replay it, but share what did you take away from it? What are you going to do with it? How can SPARC help you with it? And what are the big ideas that you wanted to take? So we're going to relate it to those themes. And finally, I know you did it with your little cards when Kenny took those pictures and Chandel put them together to write down why are you here, what are you going to get out of it. But I thought we'd take a minute. On your table are the little yellow cards. So this is just for you. Feel free to share it if you want, but I'm not going to ask you to share this with anybody. I want you to, though, to commit it in writing on the card, on this yellow card, and then tuck it into your name badge that so handily has a zipper here for you. And write down on the card, please, at least 2 things. One thing is, what do you want to get out of this next couple of days? And the second is, what do you have to offer? What would you like to share? This is private. You don't have to share it. This is just for you. But I will ask you to keep your card in your little pouch, and I'm going to ask you to pull it out later on, either today or tomorrow, and look at it. So this is private for yourself. Fold it up if you want. 2 things. What do you want to get out of this? And what do you have to offer? All right, thank you. And the last thing, the drummers, when they started last night, they told us about the power of the drum. And they said the drum is about love and honor and respect and generosity. And when I was thinking about we had on the last slide here, I put up some things just to invite you to think about for today, because we're in a different mix of people, all with different backgrounds. And I thought, I invite you to listen fully, come with an open heart and an open mind, speak your truth without judgment of where somebody else might come from or what they bring. Be open to the experience, and notice if you're uncomfortable, and sit with that. And so I had thought about those things, and I left the blanks. Oh, sorry, just one last one. I left the blanks there. Is there one more? Okay. I left blanks there because there might be other things you want to think about. So this is an invitation. But then when I listened to what the chief said last night before he began the drumming, I thought those things say it too. So whatever works for you, I'm just encouraging you to be open to the experience and enjoy and get as much as you can out of it. So thank you.
Oh, golly. Oh, there she is. Thanks, Myra. We're really going to profit from your facilitation leadership this weekend. Rebecca, you're going to talk about...
Very quickly.
Sure.
I'm going to do this again, because I'm still convinced I can do it without the mic, and I don't have to track up there. So I'm just giving a really brief, this is where you're heading now, because I know we need to break and snack, and everyone needs to get where they're going for 10:30. We've got time to get there. So first concurrent workshop session of the day is the next thing on the agenda. If you are going to workshop 1.1, you are here, you are literally here. So you can stay in this space. You're at the Cobalt Community Hall, you've already arrived, you're good. 1.2, Rogues in Partnership, will be at the Cobalt Legion, which is if you leave this building and turn to your left and walk down the street, you will see it on your left just past the art shop. So you'll pass the Silver Moccasin, you'll pass the art shop, and then you will see the Legion, and we've got a sign up on the door, SPARC branded imagery, so you should be able to see it there, and I believe it's upstairs, the Legion room.
2 flights of stairs. You want 1 flight is the Legion, another flight is the location, and the map's on your table.
Yes, there you go, the map on your table. Also look there. The Classic Theater, there's 2 workshops there, so 1.3 and 1.5, and that's where you registered, which is also out the door and to your left, you will see it. 1.4, Organizing for Success, is at the Miners Tavern. If you were there last night, you know where you're going. So hopefully you can follow someone there who knows where they're going. But it is also to the left, and just follow the road up around the curve, and you will see it. You're kind of going up the hill and around a little corner, and you'll see the Miners Tavern. And 1.6, the Cobalt Public Library, same thing, but just a little bit past the Miners Tavern, if I'm remembering correctly, and it's on the left side of the street instead of the right. But they all have SPARC signs. You should be able to see them. And you're traveling in a little group, so that should be good. Just a reminder, Chandel was reminding me, holding up the little trifold on your tables there. Please do join us on social media throughout the symposium. We've got different contests every day. They are outlined on that little folded piece. And our handles for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are on there. But also, please, if you're sitting in workshops and someone says something really inspiring and you want to share it, please send it out there to the universe, tag us, use the hashtag Cobalt2018, and we want to make sure that we can recirculate those thoughts and keep that going. The surveys you picked up on the table, yes, I'm getting great visual cues from Chandel as she moves around the room to remind me to see it. Chandel is standing by beautifully on the box. Those surveys you picked up on the registration table yesterday that just ask you to let us know some things about how you're currently engaging with SPARC. And to provide some feedback about that. Chandel and I would love if you could get those into that box by tomorrow around lunchtime, just so that we have some time to sit down late at night and look through them and kind of see any trends or big things coming out of those.
Any other major feedback?
Yes, if you have any other feedback or comments or anything that you want someone to see, and maybe you're not comfortable approaching someone with a red dot on their name tag, then you can just put it in there and we will be pulling things out of there and we'll see it. Is there anything else I'm missing?
One big thing that you're not missing.
Okay, okay.
But you have snacks here and little treats and things. And we've also taken muffins and coffee to all the venues, so you can grab a coffee there. The President Suites Cafe Meteor has taken their coffee to each location and their muffins. So you can grab something here and go. There's fruit, or you can have it there.
Awesome.